Sometimes will be a main message of inspiration. So I think that it's not just about one that has a growth consensus and polarizing.
Vous avez des montants puissants à partir de neige jusqu'à décembre, au travers de différentes actions. Vous allez utiliser à travers l'association. Et comment vous allez arriver à sensibiliser les gens et à définir. C'est ça, c'est la base qui fera éventuellement reculer les différents pays, prendre des décisions importantes quand on parle du changement climatique. Donc c'est la sensibiliser les gens de quelle manière vous allez aussi prendre. C'est vrai qu'au niveau de la SOS, on 10, 15, 20, 30 personnes dans le une masse importante de personnes qui se mobilisent autour du changement climatique. Pour aider l'égalité, c'est très important, mais le changement climatique, si demain on est confronté à un changement climatique, il y aura encore plus de cours et encore plus d'inégalités. Alors pour moi, c'est l'élément majeur du changement climatique. Ah oui. Donc pour moi, le changement climatique, c'est l'élément majeur. Je pense que c'est vraiment là-dessus qu'on met l'accent. Si malheureusement on connaît ce que le GIEC, on ira vers plus de pauvreté, plus d'inégalité. Donc c'est comment vous allez vraiment réussir à sensibiliser la population. On est quand même des centaines et des centaines de millions de gens écologiques de cette nation. C'est la question.
Je pourrais proposer l'accompagnement de toutes ces organisations qui aident déjà monter des programmes et des projets de mobilisation. Je travaille déjà sur ça. Ouais. Donc en fait, eux, ils font ça déjà dans la laboratoire. Ils font ça sous ce. Donc déjà, ça dépend des organisations, ça dépend de la société. Mais c'est donner des orientations générales. Ça va de. Dans les New York, par exemple, avec la conflit, ils font des réunions, des choses à des mouvements, des mouvements des concerts. On a des cadres, par exemple, de chansons, ça prend toutes les formes. Pour l'information, c'est pas une information. Je suis contente de vous dire ça, c'est l'information. Il y a aussi des campagnes sur ce qui est socialisation pour les jeunes, tout ça, des webinaires, etc. Et après, il y a une mobilisation. Et la mobilisation, ça va de manifestations en masse, dans le décembre, il y a aussi des discussions à des c'est comme pour les aider. Ça prend vraiment toutes les formes du social.
Once you pray for the better, Porque livre de nós les actions américaines, il y a une partie de demander au gouvernement de respecter les lois climatiques. Bon, moi je viens de la Sicile, là-bas on a vraiment des chances très fortes. Bon, là-bas, il y a une privatisation sauvage de tournées de la Sicile, comme ça. Il y a aussi une sorte de pollution en French. Pollution aussi sauvage, là, ici. En même temps, là, c'est mal organisation des flux migratoires de l'Afrique. Il y a cette mauvaise organisation du gouvernement italien qui ne savait pas où on va mettre ces gens-là, alors le monde de la montagne, et tout ça, alors ça ils sont là, le Canada, et pour dire détruire aussi toute l'ambiance de la fin participer. Bon, moi j'ai dit ici des populations. Moi je parlais de ma ville, de la Sicile. La population n'est pas sensibilisée à la lumière humaine, à respect de l'ambiance, à la justice, à respect de l'environnement. Tu dis l'ambiance, parce que je parle italien, je parle français.
Maybe because we are now most not speaking French. Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Bon, alors, je vais continuer.
Yeah, maybe you say something and then we translate it.
Ok, can I repeat? Je vais répéter ce que j'ai dit. Ah oui, bien sûr. Voilà, je discute sur la première solution qui parle de demander au gouvernement de réguler le gouvernement. Bon, donc, ma réflexion, c'est sur la sensibilisation de la population de l'Europe sur le droit humain, le respect de l'environnement, surtout sur les effets collatéraux de globalisation qu'on peut voir. Un des effets collatéraux de globalisation, c'est l'individualisme, c'est l'ignorance qui cause l'utilisation du coup de mass médias dans ça. Bon.
Utilisation de quoi?
De mass médias, de médias. Parce qu'on a, on sait que dans la sociologie, les mass médias détruisent, rendent les gens stupides. Alors, quand les gens sont stupides, ils peuvent seulement à regarder la télévision, c'est pas demander faire des questions. Bon, nous sommes seulement un petit part de cette population. Nous sommes la minorité, la majorité, c'est seulement dire la guerre, ne pas parler de culture, ne pas parler de droits humains. Bon, comme on peut, nous qui nous sommes la minorité, sensibiliser les gens à cet argument très délicat, comme le droit humain, le respect de l'humanité. Comment peut nous, la minorité, arriver à sensibiliser la majorité qui dort, et surtout à demander, organiser une sorte de mouvement pour obliger, pas demander, obliger les gouvernements. Le gouvernement, dans mon cas, le gouvernement italien de Matteo Renzi, de commencer à respecter les droits humains des travailleurs de droits humains, surtout de respect de l'environnement de places comme la Sicile, la Sardaigne, la Calabria. Bon, voilà, c'est ma question. Quand nous, la minorité, peut sensibiliser la majorité qui ne connaît rien de ça, surtout la jeunesse à l'université, moi je vais parler de mon cas, qui est à l'université de Palerme, il n'y a pas beaucoup de gens, il n'y a pas beaucoup d'étudiants qui sont intéressés à cet argument central de notre période, de ce contexte. Voilà, c'est ma question. Comme la minorité, on peut arriver à sensibiliser la majorité et après ça, organiser un truc pour arriver au gouvernement.
So I would like to say something before. basically, that's exactly the question we ask ourselves, and we are still in the way to the process. So basically, there was a lot of policy advocacy done by civil society, NGOs, at the United Nations on sustainability of climate. Good. But our understanding was that the challenges, the processes at the United Nations are not really interesting. First of all, it's very abstract. Second, many people don't really believe the United Nations will change much. And that's the reason that we said, okay, those topics are also quite general, but for example, inequality and climate change are topics really which are important for the people. And then the issues in the different countries are also something people connect to, whether it's like in Spain that people have to leave their houses because they cannot repay the loans. So that's in general challenge how to connect. I mean, since also the sustainable development goals are universal. So the idea is to involve people like you to the fight for justice here, but also longer. But this is a concrete work on those issues, but if people are getting involved, that's it's more the start or the beginning. But the question is really how, and that's maybe we can hear some examples. But I would say most of us here are from Europe. That I would say in Africa and Asia, people are much more involved in terms of mass mobilization. In Europe, we are facing problems how to involve. So I think maybe the COP21 is getting mass mobilization. Yeah.
Oui. Je vois donc le regard d'une organisation. Si j'ai bien compris, l'idée d'Action 2015, pour moi, c'est quasiment une plateforme qui permet de mutualiser, partager, voire impulser et coordonner des actions sur des thématiques. L'utilisation de nos ressources, on voit bien ce système-là, y compris un système on voit bien que c'est et donc il faut construire quelque chose d'autre. Et il me semble qu'effectivement une plateforme comme ça, l'enjeu c'est d'essayer de le construire collectivement et en même temps avec chacun nos réalités de pays. Parce que ceux qui se jouent dans les pays africains, c'est ceux qui jouent en Europe. Et c'est peut-être pour ça d'ailleurs que l'Europe est un peu en retard sur ces problématiques. On commence à se regarder le nombril et à se poser des questions sur notre propre fonctionnement. Donc pour moi, c'est un peu ça. Tu me diras si c'est ça. Et je verrais une difficulté de la plateforme, c'est qu'elle soit se connaître.
Et après, il y a toujours des dérives potentielles, mais ça on peut gérer. Et je il y a 4 points sur lesquels il faut qu'il fasse attention. Premier point, que de toute façon, il faut accepter que les uns et les autres, on aura des regards et des approches différentes. Selon nos cultures, le choix politique, on travaille souvent avec la CGT, avec le Solidaire, avec d'autres organisations syndicales en France. Et on sait bien qu'on a des regards et des choix différents, mais il faut dépasser ça pour pouvoir travailler ensemble. Et quand je dis ça, ça veut dire que pour moi, réussir ça, c'est réussir à se mobiliser sans utiliser cette action-là pour régler nos propres problèmes. L'enjeu du départ, c'est l'enjeu de nos revendications nationales. Et on utilise nos propres mots. Je pense que c'est notre difficulté en France, sur un certain nombre de dossiers. On essaye de d'utiliser pour régler nos propres comptes avec nos employeurs, avec le gouvernement. Ça, c'était le premier point. Le deuxième point, c'était comment articuler une mobilisation mondiale internationale et des mobilisations nationales. On voit bien, on a l'habitude de faire des mobilisations, manifestations européennes. Donc on emmène les gens à Bruxelles, on emmène à Strasbourg, on essaie d'emmener tous les pays au même endroit. Et en fait, je pense que ça a peu d'impact. Je pense que ça aurait plus d'impact d'articuler une manifestation internationale à un point et qu'au même moment, dans un maximum de pays, il y a la même action. C'est un peu, alors c'est pas facile, hein. D'autant plus facilement on est dans la CFDT ou quoi. Ah, c'est pas toujours simple, y compris pour être dans des relations avec des associations, des organisations non gouvernementales, des organisations syndicales sont un peu timides. Voilà, je vais vous donner ces 2-3 éléments. Claire?
Okay. Sorry, because I can't remember what I wanted to say. But maybe to back into the question, I think there are two levels of okay. But there are two levels actually. When you comes to awareness raising, the need to raise awareness within our which is breadth within focus meditation. Some of us are focusing on health, which is also a breadth within people, organizations which focus on health. But the thing is that this framework, this current framework, actually gather all of those different topics, and I think it's really about breaking the silence and looking beyond what we are doing in our evaluation process of education, yet there is a problem. So it's just a very basic example to show that it's really interconnected, and we really need in our organizations to make this first of going towards other organizations, understand their work, how they are working, and understand that we need to work together. It's particularly in the work of all of us I ask for the next raising awareness for all organizations ourselves. And the second level is really awareness raising and the mass mobilization. How do we go beyond the critical mass? And I think on this point, as mentioned, there is still a lot of work to do. There has been work already for several years on that. For example, looking from the European perspective, there is a very strong idea of development. For example, the privatization or delocalization are issues that are valid in every country. And now we see in Europe with the quite recent austerity measures that we actually have the same problems in other parts of the world. And it's just with this sustainable development goal, and quality food for all our countries as well. And I think that's how we should. And it's a huge matter of democracy actually, because the UN is actually deciding on things, frameworks, which really encompasses our lives, people's lives. And many people just don't know that we are not very elite, and we need to have people understand, I think, that they are citizens, and to fight against the feeling of powerlessness. I think that this is actually also why you were saying that people are not really aware. Sometimes they are aware, actually, they are more aware than we think. But they just feel like there's nothing they can do because it's something which is happening, at these summits where leaders, political leaders or economic leaders are talking about that they can do nothing about it. So we can say to them, yes, you can take action, you can do something to change this. And it is actually also your responsibility to change that. Because the states and the decisions which they make at those UN summits, the states are supposed to represent you. And they have that legitimacy only through you, only through us, otherwise there is no states. So I think it's really about having people understand that they can actually do something if they are all coming together and mobilizing. And here we have also the responsibility then as national coalitions or as smaller organizations at local level to propose their concrete things in which they can take part. So that it can be this festival or a vigil or anything which actually we know how to do it. Can be a workshop or an experience, plenty of stuff according to what people in the organization community know and take action themselves to hold their governments accountable.
From these actions, it's soon, so we have the last question to speak on the agenda point. Yes.
Avec ces processus, ni la même forme de conclusion. Mais il est possible que les fonds climat fonctionnent les fonds liés au développement. Et ça serait une vraie catastrophe. En France, c'est ce qui va se passer. Comme le Français a dit qu'il donnerait pour le fond vert, mais dans le même temps, il retire du financement du fonds d'aide au développement. Il y a, nous avons interrogé tout à l'heure la question du plaidoyer et comment on fait. Je suis suis d'accord avec ce que Claire disait. Il faut passer au-delà du fatalisme et d'un sentiment peut-être d'impuissance, tu disais, parce que effectivement, toutes ces questions-là, développement durable et climat, interrogent trois choses à mon avis. La première, c'est la démocratie. Et là, on doit aller vers les élus, ce que disait Claire et que je partage. Et puis, ça interroge le modèle de production et le modèle de développement. Et là, il faut absolument qu'on interpelle l'autre acteur qui est toujours masqué, mais qui est bien présent, c'est les entreprises. C'est elles, ces multinationales, qui font un levier extraordinaire et très important sur les dirigeants, et y compris sur nous, par effet ricochet, et qu'il faut absolument mettre en pied. Quand on regarde spécialement l'Afrique, avec l'exploitation des sous-sols, par exemple, par des entreprises multinationales, et la faiblesse des retombées économiques pour le pays, le manque de développement, comparé à l'enrichissement de la multinationale, ça pose un certain nombre de questions. Au regard des droits humains, on parlait aussi, mais des droits sociaux, la protection de l'environnement, etc. Pour nous, il ne peut pas y avoir une mobilisation de masse s'il n'y a pas de conviction. Les gens vont pas se mobiliser si on les a pas convaincus de faire ce qu'ils ont raison de faire. Et je suis d'accord que les choses changeront par le biais de la démocratie, et il faut leur redonner la conviction que chacun détient une part de son pouvoir. Alors nous, à la CGT, ce qu'on fait du plaidoyer très très bien, mais assez mauvais. Donc souvent, on travaille, et notamment par la coalition Climat 21 française et internationale, et beaucoup d'ONG sont présentes et elles font bien mieux le plaidoyer que nous on sait faire. En revanche, ce que nous on sait faire, c'est former nos 750 000 adhérents français par des formations syndicales avec une quinzaine, vingtaine de personnes sur les enjeux autour du développement durable, du climat et des ODD plus largement, donc résorption de la pauvreté, etc. Ça, on sait faire. Et une fois qu'on en a convaincu 20, les 20 vont aller travailler avec d'autres et ainsi de suite. Et ça va essaimer des formations qui vont être reportées de proximité par proximité. Et je pense que ça, c'est aussi un moyen. Il faut convaincre et pas juste informer. En France, le gouvernement inonde les médias avec la COP 21, ça va être génial, ça va être mieux que Copenhague, on va avoir un super accord, on va tout gagner à Paris. Et si nous, on n'explique pas, nous, syndicats, ONG, etc., si nous, on n'explique pas que ce qui est en train de se jouer, c'est pas tout à fait ce qu'on raconte, et pourquoi on n'aura pas une mobilisation importante à Paris.
I would like to come to the end of this we also have the oral private sector of international cooperation. Yes, I think that's really one of the underlying issues. So,
thank you very much. I am late, but I found it very interesting. Whenever I attend a session of climate change, I want to ask a question. Are we only looking for climate change, or we are looking for change in policies? Because when we say we want to stop climate change, we also better request for the change of laws that are governing our government. So actually, because in climate condition, if there are no strict laws, you see, the migration migration, particularly island countries, are a very risk. And then you see the people who contribute more to climate greenhouse gases are still not doing enough when it comes to policies. For example, countries in the Caribbean, the Pacific, and African countries, we contribute very little to greenhouse gases. But then the whole burden becomes ours, to the fact that we have rock promises that are going all over the world. But then there are no policies that kind of pursue and control these countries that contribute more to greenhouse emissions. So I think the application also has to look at more into policies, not only the climate change, but the policies that will go alongside the climate change.
Yeah. So now I would like to come to the next point about more concrete actions. What is planned, and then also to generate further ideas. But people continue to come in and organize, but maybe it's good for us to know.
I'm from Germany and Deutschland.
And platform for innovations and hope for a more European year for development. I'm Veronica from Save the Children, working with SSGT.
I don't think the monitoring with the workforce. I'm Frank Geary from IT at the Irish Development Education Association.
From here.
From the Gambia. I'm only from Sweden. I'm very excited from Sweden.
So if you just write, make sure that the religion is named.
Yeah, that would be nice. Because
keep in touch afterwards if you want. Continue the discussions on how we can coordinate the actions for this year.
okay, so now for the planning of the year, so Marie already mentioned a few moments before, just to mention again, so the campaign was launched May, because the political process is coming to the decision point around May, June, July. And then also it was discussed that May is a good time for us. Then in June there's the G7 summit in Germany, which might be more relevant for German civil society, or those G7 countries. Then in July there's a financing for development conference in Addis Ababa, which is a very crucial point for international policy. So that's also around so before conversation. And then there's a September summit of the United Nations in New York, where the sustainable development goals will be decided. So before and during the summit, and then finally the COP21 in Paris in December. That's the final point. So we invite now to So we start now first with the main mobilization to give an introduction about the idea and what is planned. Can you do that?
In the end of May, I think there is something called the Plan Forum Summit as well.
Yeah.
Which is a company in the country that discuss how to prepare for that.
Yeah, there's also a climate mobilization plan for
There's no mobilization.
No, but I know, but there's also mobilization plans. But maybe can you talk about the main?
Yeah, I don't have all the data. Is Ben around?
No, that is not here.
Well, I would need to double check the exact dates, but there are several dates in May for which an action team. So we mentioned before in the action team, so it's from people who are engaged in the campaign and want to take actions together, and they are proposing the framework for the dates. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, these action teams, people are suggesting key moments where, as someone in the room was saying, it was you, to have certain global days where actions should happen at the same time in all of the countries. Labor Day, I guess my colleagues from the trade unions may be interested in organizing something together on the 1st of May. There was, for example, the idea to using that day to release a petition that we do all together. It would be about asking for minimum wage, for example, in any country, and using price justice as a means to achieve that. So this could be a way to talk to people very concretely about these sustainable development goals, and at the same time to address these summits where states will decide on how they will finance this sustainable development. So these are the kind of ideas being discussed the 1st of May. Then I think on the 16th of May, a day for citizens' action. Maybe my colleagues from the speakers will say more about that later. So the freedom to get together and as citizens to actually live implement the democracy. But you can explain better anyway. There are also plans for child rights by organizations that everybody can join. If your organization is focusing on that, that's they should join. And I think it's maybe better that some people around explain what they will be doing in May. And at the same time, I can double check some more exact dates which are proposed for common actions.
So, I would like to get a bit more about the general idea of the so in January, on the 15th of January was the launch. This was one day. Some coalitions also launched on different days, but the main idea was one day. But in May, it is not fixed on one day, so there are different days, but the basic idea is to give people a longer space or time when they can arrange the mobilization according to their own situation, and then to connect this globally. So, for example, if on one day something is happening in Ireland, and then the next day something is happening in India, to make this also visible and to so as she can be, we call it global moves for justice. So the basic idea is that these people are going somewhere out on the street, either marching or using cycle or maybe dancing. So there was the different ideas. So for example, in China and Japan, they say we cannot do a march, so maybe we can do some dancing. So and to go to a place of injustice. So, for example, somewhere where land-grabbing is done, or to a health center where there's no, the government is not providing the services. So, and then to talk with the people, like in Kenya, it's like to go to all 49 counties of the country, and to talk with the people, and then to go to the administration, and to go to the government and bring the demands of the people to the government. So that is the basic idea, and then we sort of different organizations come together and bring their activities, coordinate their activities, which really of course much stronger, which is the basic idea of expertise. So now today I already mentioned some of the days for action. So I would like to ask now some people also to give information and also maybe some examples, especially so maybe just for the 60s.
Yeah, so Civicus is something that we started last year called the Global Day of Citizen Action. And the idea is to have a day that creates awareness about the importance of civic space, so the freedoms of expression, association, and assembly. So it's a little complicated. What we did last year was, because it's such a conceptual sort of thing, we got organizations around the world to run a day wherever it is that they were, and to engage citizens and ask people whether they feel free to speak out, organize, and take action, which is the way we simplify freedoms of expression, association, and assembly. And basically, so they're on the street, they have a board of people decide whether, how they feel about this, they write an answer. They get them thinking about something that's quite complex, providing them some information. So we provide all of those tools online, you can download and print things, take photos, and all of this information is collected online. Of course, so we have lots of photos, and we hopefully have some kind of world map that plots all of this kind of thing. So this year it happens on the 16th of May, which is a Saturday, and of course it's also which is a reason actually, so it's about Code 16. So if you need more information, there's a website which is you can either change .com. There's a longer story, or go to the Civicus website, which is Civicus, CIVICUS.org, and there'll be some information about that. And we'll start to share information with everybody from next week about where you can find all the different campaign materials and things. If you're interested, ask. Thanks.
Yeah. Do you have information or question? Information? Yeah, okay.
So in the UK, we have a bit of a different situation, because we have a general election. So what we want to do at the end of May is to encourage all the new MPs and welcome developments of climate champions in their new parliament. So as the UK action team for Action 2015, we're getting together to send every MP a welcome pack which highlights each of the goals and explains a bit about why we think they're important and gives some action that we need to take, so attending climate lobbies and rallies that are coming up in June, and meeting with each of the different organisations at other events that we've got planned throughout the summer. So we're going to get these kind of ways to engage with Action 2015 and with development organisations in the UK. So it's a little bit different because we've got the election, but we think it'll work really well.
So you have a very interesting approach with this, how do you call this, gift or
welcome pack?
Welcome pack. Can you explain?
Yeah, so we're trying to source very cheap and sustainable items, such as, like, for education, to be represented by a pencil, and health can be represented by plaster or some plasters. Veronica, can you remember any of the other ones?
I think poverty is going to be represented by an empty envelope saying your wages this month.
So, like, very, very cheap, very clever items that will represent the sustainable development goals. but with a clear message for each of them as well.
How do you give the text?
So some of them will be, where we've got supporters in local constituencies, some of them will be handed in directly to the MP by supporters of the organisations, and others will be handed in centrally at Westminster. So we have a bit of a double plan.
I think we have to do a high profile.
Yeah.
At least one high profile handed to maybe say to the Chancellor of the Exchequer by 15-year-olds. Because working with 15-year-olds is a kind of common theme that's actually
Merci de me donner la parole pour une deuxième fois. Généralement, moi j'ai une proposition et aussi j'ai une question. Au niveau des différents pays, je sais que les jeunes et les enfants ils sont ça pas bien, mais entre eux sensibilisés sur tout ce qui est ça. Donc, généralement, il y a une autre moment, c'est à cause de différents climats au niveau des pays, du sud, du nord, etc. Donc, pourquoi pas nous programmer par exemple des caravanes internationaux de jeunes et enfants pour essayer de trouver des solutions il y a des choses qui vont venir de l'autre pour avoir, par exemple, des projets où il y a des systématiques au État par rapport à chaque pays.
So the first suggestion of one is highlighting the importance, for example, of organizing caravans. To raise awareness about all these issues can sometimes be a bit tricky. So the solution is to do that kind of caravans, which would be a way to raise awareness, but also make sure that along the way you talk to the population and then gather everybody's concerns about the issues. And working with youth, especially.
En plus, c'est par exemple, on va faire un projet sur l'environnement, c'est d'essayer de créer des clubs verts, par exemple. Ces clubs verts, c'est de sensibiliser et d'éduquer de manière environnementale les enfants, comment on peut développer le monde, etc. Et ça se passe bien.
An example that we very well in the Czech are the youth clubs. Clubs around the country on youth issues.
Au sud de l'Algérie, c'est 1500 km. Donc, on donne 12 jours à chaque commune, dans chaque wilaya, parce qu'on a au niveau des wilayats.
They did that last year and started from the capital city, went to the south of the country in Algeria, 1,500 kilometers, every time stopping to create those clubs, raise awareness.
L'idée de l'environnement, c'est du théâtre, des ateliers de l'environnement.
Working as well as grammar.
Ça m'a rappelé
Especially that everybody, people can read or write, all those caravans with visuals.
Ma question, c'est ça. Est-ce qu'on peut créer, par exemple, je suis sûr qu'il y a des réseaux associatifs, etc., mais est-ce qu'on peut créer un réseau vraiment niveau des associations, au niveau du commentaire, pour passer le message, c'est-à-dire qu'il faut, par rapport aux enfants, et les jeunes, vraiment les jeunes.
The question is, how can we guarantee that the network is quick and Project Activity as a platform is not only for NGOs and for organizations, but really gathers as citizens on the road to organizations?
So actually the idea of the caravan is very much fitting to the idea about moving global for justice. So maybe Maria just over because we achieved some caravans already planned. I know, for example, in West Africa, in 3-4 countries.
In Côte d'Ivoire, in Gabon and Togo, the candidates as well.
Yes. Maybe we can be connected. Yes. There's some other countries then, like in the Philippines, there's in cycle they use, or in Indonesia they use rickshaws.
We are also interested in collecting, because we are also taking learners from Sweden, and it would be interesting to gather
Give me your information at the end.
There are also other companies doing similar things, like Alternativa is doing a cycle rally in France and other neighboring countries. So even if, I think we should use this energy and the potential. Maybe Crystal, can you say something about this pilgrimage to Paris?
Yeah, I mean, there is a pilgrimage planned towards Paris, Germany. I think also linked to somehow that's maybe churches in Germany to organize so in Germany, pass through particularly northern Germany, but also there's a southern region. And the idea is also to visit places, examples, or negative examples, how Jews are evolution, how Jews against climate change. So, continue to Paris. And actually, there is, I don't know which one is technically there, but for the World Council of Churches, for example, it will be part of the pilgrimage of justice. That is churches, but they said that they will join this organization on different parts of this way, but then also to mobilize a lot of people directly for Paris.
Yes. I know that this pilgrimage will start already in the very north of Norway, very north, but then through Norway and then
I think that's exactly the kind of
that's what we need to do to show that we're moving and to demonstrate our side. So I don't know if there's people that you can talk to try and encourage them to share this.
So there's questions of civil society going on, and I believe we should see how we come together. But on the other hand, we shouldn't like have a problem. Like, I mean, different campaigns have different banners, and I don't think that should be an issue. So, but of course, the question is how we can get public attention, public pressure. Maybe we have now.
Yes, just to add on that, because one of the things in the Irish context, one of the conversations we've had is about what planners use and so on. The decision has been made to use planners here. So I think it's really, really important that Action 2015 is very open to collecting information of different activities, different actions happening in different places, regardless of whether the banner is being used or not. Because I think if we get into just using the banner, then the risk we face was that you had two different banners that are essentially asking for the same thing. And people saying, well, why should we do that? So I think that opens to that ecosystem, and I think that has to be a fundamental part.
Yeah, and then we have also the coalition, the Gun Coalition, and we have national coalitions, which all have kind of the same idea of this having a common racial identity and so on. So, yeah.
It just, I mean, I guess we need to be as inclusive as possible, and some people may want to co-brand, and some people may not want to co-brand, so we need to be as inclusive as possible. But I suppose one of the points of Action 2015 is that it is creating something common out of something very diverse. And that becomes self-evident when the brand is there. And it's a bit harder when the brand isn't there, but it's not impossible. I think there are good reasons for that.
Some people want to speak, but I wanted also to ask maybe, I don't know, Frank or Alice? Yeah, to say how you connect with the European Year for Development, so there's also a similar question.
Yeah, I mean, one of the specific challenges we have in the UK is that the number of adult population that is actually engaged in these issues to start with is quite small, so 32%. So the European Year of Development really is kind of, there's Action 2015, which is quite a specific campaign, but the European Year of Development sits underneath that and is kind of a rocket booster for the activities, really enabling organisations to kind of get funding and be organised and add on Action 2015 campaigns onto that. So, for example, over the summer, we're planning on organising through the European Year of Development some what we call town hall events, which is not the best name for them at the moment, but events around regions and nations of the UK to speak to people about the issues, speak to people about poverty, inequality, climate change, development, what's happening this year, why it's an important year, and with Action 2015, an activity linked into that.
Yeah, so the Irish context, European activity is led by DOCS, which is the Development NGO platform. So it's very much being led by civil society. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has basically said to take this on. So for that reason, this is the umbrella banner that we will use. And some of the activities the Irish President Michael D. Higgins came and gave really development at times. And I can share maybe the link to that with you, Ingo, or with somebody else. That it's, that's something that for us has been very, very powerful and very useful in our context. Bring us together.
So we have another 15 minutes, so we have now 4 people to speak. and then I go to a proposal. So, please.
Bien sûr, j'ai dit qu'on doit sensibiliser la population locale.
Necessity to raise awareness about these issues to promote solutions.
Moi, je dis toujours, moi, je pense toujours qu'on a une base très forte et construit présent.
Stronger our base, the more we can build on it.
Alors, je dis le propos, alors j'ai dit là-bas qu'il y a le propos de s'aimer citizen participation. Alors, moi, j'ai. C'est pas très grand, même avec l'argent. Si je pensais, c'était organiser le caravane, le caravane de la Sicile avec l'université de Palerme, parce que là-bas, manque la sensibilisation avec les étudiants de l'université.
So raising awareness, looking at the basic scheme idea that was raised by our colleagues from Syracuse, and really liking that idea to focus citizen participation. And living in Sicily, one of the ideas would be to, for example, have a caravan in Sicily and work with the University of Palermo. So that would be a way of having a caravan with the students, just raising awareness on that day. So very interesting in that.
Et on peut aussi partir de Palerme, on peut faire un tour répondre à des étudiants et des citoyens libres dans une caravane, de ramener des arguments, et c'est pas au milieu de la nature.
Citizens for a discussion during that.
Moi, je pense, ce qui, moi, je pense que c'est par des populations qui ne sont pas sensibilisées à cet argument. On doit, leur démontrer pourquoi elles doivent être sensibilisées.
That's a way to raise awareness to those populations who really need
je pense alors que c'est un très bon idée de commencer à organiser le truc alors organiser quelque chose avec le président de l'université sicilienne, on peut rester en contact.
Yeah, so there's for the coordination, there's Yemen action teams for the events. And then there are also the global hub, which is for the
Put in my email address.
To be in contact and to develop this more company.
Yeah, of course.
So many of you are in the participant list. It would be really helpful for us. It's those who came afterwards and are not yet here. If you can write your names. So I would like to request you to be a bit shorter because we need to do the presentation and to do something. Okay, please.
Just one word about the values.
Yeah.
From banners with inclusive research, yes. But you know, in the we have a lot of banners. I think that the choice we made is the French and International Coalition for Climate is to have a front banner with an inclusive research. But each organization inside the table could have its own banner. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So with different message, but more spatial research inside.
This is also the same idea.
The International Federation of Trade Unions working for expertise.
Donc sur les services publics au sens large. Donc je propose d'un comité exécutif au mois de mai, je proposerais qu'on mette à l'ordre du jour du comité exécutif comment l'international des services publics peut s'articuler, s'intégrer dans la question action budgétaire.
So the first proposal that we need to have a meeting at the steering committee. So he's going to put on the agenda of the Federation of Trade Unions how they can integrate Action 2050.
La deuxième proposition, mais on en parle avec la délégation des syndicats français qui siègent à la Fédération européenne des syndicats de services publics, parce que là aussi, il y a une organisation de l'Europe qui regroupe les organisations syndicales du pays européen et du système dans sa région. Prochainement en avril, on a un comité exécutif dans la foulée. C'était de proposer une initiative européenne. C'est-à-dire que
also executive committee of the European Federation of Trade Unions. So they have had the idea for Supreme to create some sort of action at European level.
L'initiative européenne, c'est la possibilité de se mobiliser à partir d'une pétition d'une autre nation, de récupérer un certain nombre de signatures. Quand on a un certain nombre de signatures qui représentent un certain nombre de pays, on peut la Commission européenne et demander qu'elle s'engage.
I'm interested in developing this idea of online petition and trying to get a petition that will represent a sufficient number of people from a sufficient number of countries in Europe, and then they will need to bring that up then to the Commission. Looking at the regional context.
Okay, I think we will come back to this.
Et alors, l'initiative européenne, on a réussi à faire une pour défendre l'idée que l'eau est un bien public. Et un plan international.
So an example of a situative initiative that they was on water access.
I would like to give a very short structural notice about European Year for Development. Each European country has a national beneficiary and a national coordinator. And you heard Irish and United Kingdom examples where it's led by civil society, but it can be also a government body. Each of these national beneficiaries received the resource commission to these national level fees and that meet. And at European level, we have established with the support of Concord, which is the European Confederation on Development Issues, Civil Society Alliance. So those organizations who are interested to join, not just from Europe but beyond, and not just development organizations, but many others, like also can contact us and join for also common coordinated activities.
Yeah, good. So here the main dates for May, which are planned by now. So I just like to repeat the idea. The idea is really something going on. We have heard about the different ideas, proposals, and what is planned, like the caravans or the pilgrimage and those kind of things going on. So it's not only May and it's not only dates, but it's something ongoing in December. But then we have also heard this one example from Civicus about the 16th of May. So there are other days like joining trade unions of Labor Days and child rights, on 5th of May, 8th of May, gender justice, 15th is about hunger and nutrition, 21st Nation Revolution and accountability, 29th climate justice. And then we're also thinking about financing for development, how to integrate into the main mobilization. So then definitely, as I mentioned before, it's going on afterwards. So there's some points here. Then I like to mention the website. Email address of Claire as the European coordinator. There are also other regional coordinators like Gereva Zamora in Africa. Unfortunately, we don't have a coordinator for the Arab region. For Africa and Latin America, we have. So please contact us if you need the information. So we're almost at the end, but I would like to mention a proposal which came up. Basically, you mentioned now, and also other people from like Stefan Krass, somebody like he couldn't come because he's sick, but he proposed to do a petition. And we discussed this 2 days ago in a smaller group, and there the most people said that, yeah, let's do something on labor issues, on labor rights, and let's connect this with tax justice. And then somebody else said, oh, let's do something on G7. So this is also on the G7 agenda. Others thought more about the Financing for Development conference in Addis Ababa. So that one proposal was to prepare something now, a petition, and to launch on 1st of May, and then to have it online, to involve online networks like Abbas or others, then to have this time of May to use this mobilization to get attention, maybe up to June, and then to submit it to the different governments or the European Commission could be definitely another target. So that is what it's an idea. It's not yet finalized, but I would like to get some feedback whether you think it makes sense. And, I mean, for example, in Belgium, there's a petition to the Belgian government which is going on, but the point was to have something international. I mean, not only European but also global. So that was a request and proposal. I mean, there are many petitions going on. It's nothing very new or innovative, but still, it might be something which could be used. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, and I think although you say it's not new or innovative, there will be ways we can make it feel new and innovative if we get some kind of pilot. You know, if it's truly global, that's a big deal. If we get people contributing from around the world, if we get millions of signatures, and if you get somebody high profile fronting it, or some interesting way of presenting it, we can make it feel new and innovative. So I think it's a great idea. Especially when launch on later.
How do other...
Ça me donne, alors je suis et mon politique final. Final, c'est quelque chose, et on retient un bouffon d'artifice de par le bouquet final. Et je pense qu'il y a peut-être quelque chose à réfléchir à la veille de la COP de 21, justement, pour arriver à faire converger l'ensemble de toutes les actions qu'on veut sur les territoires. Et puis peut-être avec, j'évoquais tout à l'heure, une chaîne humaine, mais il faut bien y réfléchir à ce qu'on vient de préparer. Mais je pense qu'il faut un bouquet final.
Thinking about these flashes that we need to make sure we get to action. An idea that really is bringing up in the idea of making sure that we connect all those actions we do throughout the year. And of course, in friends are very interested in the COP21. So an idea that we're toying with, the idea of creating human chains, global human chains, to be something quite visual and really strong and to show that solidarity and do for media.
Par rapport à ce que tu proposais sur la pétition, nous on serait partie prenante sur une pétition, mais vraiment avec cette idée-là, c'est une pétition internationale sur les questions à la fois contre nous. Je pense qu'on ne pourra pas faire une pétition trop large, parce que ça n'a pas de sens non plus d'avoir quelque chose de trop large. Parce que tout le monde va s'y retrouver et en même temps, on n'est pas sûr d'avoir tout le monde en réalité. Donc peut-être poser ces éléments, alors soit c'est la question du développement, soit c'est la question du changement climatique, mais il faut que ce soit une pétition mondiale parce que je pense, et je le redis, si on ne réussit pas à dépasser les problèmes, nos problèmes dans nos pays, on ne réussira pas à faire le mieux. Voilà. Je pense qu'il faut qu'on soit sur l'enjeu de demain, c'est ce changement climatique, et ce n'est pas aller combattre tel ou tel gouvernement avec qui on est d'accord ou pas d'accord, ceci ou cela. L'enjeu est bien plus, c'est comment une pression pour que le monde entier.
So the idea here is really liking the idea of the petition. We really have to make sure that it's a global petition, so it's gets through. Because there's going to be a question about the wording, and it's going to be more development, more climate, or can we make it a mix? Can we talk to everybody? We're not going to be able to target a specific governments, otherwise it's not going to work. But still, it needs to be catchy enough, getting through, but global enough so everybody can join.
Parce que c'est bien l'enjeu de tous les gouvernements qui sont responsables, quelle que soit la gouvernement.
Yeah, because whichever government, whatever that's color or party, everybody.
Good, so it's already after the end, and then I would like to end in like about 5 minutes. We have some announcement at the end, so therefore I would ask people now to make short inputs for next 1 minute, please.
I found this very interesting. This is a global program. It's very interesting, but we know about the international conditions in Europe. We also see other regional contributors like Africa, America, so we see going into global.
Can you add the email address?
Sure. Yeah, because I met with us and send me an
So we share more information.
Yes.
Global call.
Yes.
So if you share more information, you share the better we can pay and put things together.
Good. Who had? Yeah.
Just to build on that, something I really value today is listening to all of the different activities that's happening, and I want to encourage us to keep sharing that so it feels like a global movement. We just need